All right, you're welcome back from that short break. Joining me here this morning to do justice to some of these interesting sporting gist that we have for you this morning is no other person than Kingsley Nwoko. He makes a return after being away for a while. Kingsley, good morning and welcome to Atlantic Sports.
Yeah, good morning, Emmanuel, and it's always a pleasure being here.
All right, always a pleasure indeed being here. Kingsley was away for a very long time. I don't know whether he went to Saudi Arabia to make the oil money, but then thank God I have him here this morning. Let's get started from the home scene because the winds of fortune are blowing strong for Nigerian Scrabble as a surge of sponsors and corporate allies line up behind the newly inaugurated board of the Nigerian Scrabble Federation, that is the NSF. With the 2025 World English Scrabble Players Association Championship in Accra fast approaching, the board's program having ignited a wave of confidence, belief and generosity, leading to the charge of Leones, whose managing director, Engineer Benga, is not just a corporate name, but a Scrabble enthusiast himself. Benga's passion for the sport is more than words. His company is backing Team Nigeria's quest for glory in Ghana. For more than 20 years, Benga, committed to Scrabble, has been nothing short of remarkable. He has supported local and international championships, contributed to the players' welfare, and of course helped Nigeria maintain its enviable reputations as a global powerhouse in Scrabble. So Scrabble, another wave of sponsors queuing up to invest their money there. This is a good news for Scrabble Federation.
Yes, I think every federation, any sports federation rather, needs this kind of sponsors to be able to run the affairs of the federation. And this one is a very, very good one. And also you need them to also sponsor you so they can be able to, maybe these tournaments or competitions that you want to enter into, you always need funds because if it's outside the country, what it means is you need to travel and all that. And all those things are expenses that you need money for. I know sometimes, okay, not sometimes, money is being allocated to this federation, but we get to find out that sometimes these monies are not enough. There's always complaints. So if you have 2, 3, 4, or 5 sponsors, maybe trying to help the federation, it's very, very easy for them to run the affairs of the federation. And also, I need to advise them also, if these sponsors come, they should also find a way not to, embezzle. We have heard stories of monies going missing and so many other things that happens in our sporting federations. So I hope they will eliminate that and work to achieve great results for Nigeria. I know we are very decent when it comes to Scrabble, and if we can do more in terms of talent development and so many other things, I think we can be able to even build and also get more talents that will represent us both home and abroad.
More talent that is going to represent us home and abroad, that should be the key and the basis of Scrabble development. And of course, good news coming their way because sponsors are keen behind to add their own quota. Away from that, the Director General of National Sport Commission, that is NSN, Malam Shehu Diku, rather Honorable Bukola Olapade, has congratulated the President of the Paralympic Committee of Nigeria, Sunday Odebode, over his re-election as the President of the West African Paralympic Committee and newly elected board member of the Africa Paralympic Committee. The election held in Accra, Ghana, also saw the emergence of another Nigerian, Suleiman Issa, as the new treasurer of the African Paralympic Committee. The DG said this is another international milestone for Nigerian sports, which is worthy of celebrating, and it is a testament to the enabling environment the Sport Commission is creating for both Nigerian athletes and administrators to excel on the global stage. The election in Ghana, which brought together delegates from across the continent, reaffirms Nigeria's fast-growing influence and leadership within the African Paralympic family. Nigeria remains one of the most successful African countries and occupies a key strategic position within the International Olympic movement. So another, Nigerian elected into the Paralympic committee. I mean, this is a very good one for Nigerian athletics, a good one for Nigerian, sports, only if he can bring his wealth of experience to bear and then bring some changes right here, not just here, but in the continent of Africa.
Yeah, I think that's a very good one. It's always good when we have our own there. Anything they are doing, we are always represented because when that happens, it means anything that concerns us will be dealt with, and anything that concerns us also will be looked into. And for me, I'm very, very happy because when it comes to the Paralympics, when it comes to para sports in the country, I think we are heavily represented, and we have also done so many good things in the past. Paralympics, we have won medals, not just medals, we've won gold medals, both in powerlifting and other areas concerning the para sports. And for me, I think with what we have done, both in Africa and in the world, I think it's good that we have somebody, our own, inside the committee and all that. So I think it's good. See, one of the things, or one of the importance of having someone there is you have someone that will speak for you. You have someone that will table our matters, If you don't have anybody there, you can tell somebody will decide, I'm not saying anything. Sure. But if you have somebody there, that means anything that concerns us will be discussed and it will be tabled, and it will help grow our sports. I know it's not always very easy, but at least this is a very, very good step, and let's see what he's going to achieve during his duration in the committee.
All right, we say very big congratulations to our own, talking about Debode. Away from that, the International Olympic Committee has moved a step closer to introducing a blanket ban on transgender women from female categories across all sports. The IOC President Christy Coventry vowed to bring the policy as part of her election campaign. On Monday, the Times reported that the ban was set to be announced early next year after a presentation to IOC members by its medical chief. In response, the IOC said that the working group is continuing its discussion on this topic and no decision has been taken yet. However, sources have told BBC Sport said that a ban is likely to be introduced in 2026. So, Kingsley, the issue of transgender sports, women and men participating in different sports is still causing a whole lot of issues. We know the popular case of Kasma Semenyo, how she, took her matter to court from court of arbitration to, at the end of it all, that matter delayed for so many years, and she has not received any justice for that. But then there is a deliberate plan by the new person talking about Christy to, of course, eliminate transgender, women in all sport. Do you think this would be fair to those transgender persons? Yes,
for me, you see, I have a problem with that also because when you go into this sport, so you say, okay, you're going into, it's always the women. They go to participate with the women and all that. You find out that things are not always right. Would I say the energy level and everything? You can't compare both. You understand? So they have what we call an advantage, which for me I think should not happen, because one thing about sports is equal participation, equal strength, depending on how you want to raise your own level. But for a head start, it should be equal strength, equal everything. If you can build your momentum, build anything, that is left for you. If you want to achieve so much with anything you want to do, but when you go into a competition, you have an advantage already. You have an advantage already. It's a problem, and it's not. There's no equality in it. So I think it's either you are this or you are not that. Compete with your level. If there is any way they will, I don't know. But once you are not that, you are not that. So you will always have that advantage over the other people. You understand? So for me, I think that should not. I think I like the plan. I like the plan because so that there have been complaints.
True.
People are complaining. The athletes are complaining. They are saying these people are better. In fact, they have this advantage that we don't have. You understand? We can't be competing for where someone that has, there's a question. I will not say a questionable character. There's nothing like character, but there's a question.
Yes.
And something like that. So they will feel threatened that this person will always dominate the sports and all that. So for me, I think that would be a very good one. But you know how it happens. You know, there's so many politics and
true.
I don't know whether they will, because of this, you might not even win because of that agenda, because as you're fighting, the other people are also fighting.
True.
So, but let's see how that will go. But for me, I want this sports to be fair and equal. There should be equality and all that, so that everybody can compete favorably. Not you are favoring this person, you are not favoring this person.
All right, we'll see how this one pans out, but then it promises to be an interesting time as Christy Coventry wants to implement one of her policy campaign during the time of election before, of course, assuming office. And just like Kingsley Woko said, undue advantage, because if you have XY chromosomes, it becomes a problem. I mean, you are having an undue advantage over other persons. And in sports, so we talk about equality, fairness, and of course, this is what it should be. You don't need to have, you know, maybe, Kingsley Woko, don't you think they should maybe just, you know, create a different sport on their own? Let them be on their own world.
Yeah, because you're having the male trait, you're having the female trait. That means when you combine the two, do you know what you're going to produce? Do you know the power you're going to... So then you want to go and compete against someone that has the female trait, because I don't think any do they have anything like women transgender going to participate in the men's sports? No, I don't think they do that. It's always someone having a male trait and going into the female sports. And you create that advantage for yourself, and it's always very, very bad. So for me, I think going forward, I think, like you said, maybe maybe they should create their own sports for them to compete and allow other people to compete.
All right, we'll see how this one goes, but then it's going to be a very interesting one.
It's going to be war.
It's going to be a very interesting one, definitely. This will take place here, 2026. That decision will officially be, you know, announced, because right now they are still debating within the House. We see how all of this will pan out. But let's talk about boxing, because British heavyweight StarTimes will put his unbeaten record on the line when he faces American Jamal Franklin at the Cope Life Arena in Manchester on the 24th of January. A bout will headline a Queensberry promotion, a magnificent seven event, rather, with Scotland light heavyweight Willie Hutchison taking on England's Ezra Taylor in the co-main event. StarTimes, 20 years, is unbeaten in 13 fights, while 32-year-old Franklin has 24 wins and 2 losses on his record so far. Franklin Warren says the fight night will be celebrated, or rather will be celebrating his 45th year as a boxing promoter. Kingsley StarTimes is one rising star, 13 fights, no loss so far. He's building momentum. Do you think against Franklin he has any advantage at all, or you think it's going to be a 50-50 fight?
Well, it depends on the mood, and it depends on how both of them, you know, there have been a lot of talks and all that, but it's still fights. It's still, we have like 2 months before the fight will happen. The build-up is on and all that, but I think it's going to be a very tough one, and no matter how you look at it. And you know, when someone is coming up and doing wonders, doing good, I think it makes the fight even more interesting. So I'm looking forward to it. I know a lot can change within a month or two, but I don't know. Well, it will be very, very interesting, but let's see how that will go. But we have to wait till January to see that fight.
All right, we need to wait till January before we see StarTimes, you know, head to the ring against Franklin. It promises to be a massive showdown, because Both fighters have a very good record. One has never lost in 13 of his bouts. One has lost 2 out of 20-something bouts. A good record, you may want to say. We'll keep our fingers crossed, hoping to see it unfold come January. Away from that, let's talk about Formula One, because some big news coming our way this morning as a Ferrari chairman, John Elkann, says the company's Formula One drivers, Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, need to focus on driving and talk less. Elkann's comment come on the back of Sao Paulo's Grand Prix last weekend, in which Ferrari suffered a double retirement, and Hamilton described his maiden season with the team as a nightmare. Ferrari dropped to the 4th in the Constructors' Championship as a result of the race. They are 36 points behind Mercedes and 4 adrift of Red Bull within 3 Grand Prix and the sprint remaining. Elkann said at the Olympic sponsorship event in Rome on Monday that the team's mechanics and engineers were performing well. But if we look at the rest, in his word, it is not up to scratch, he added. And we definitely have the drivers who need to focus on driving and talk less, because we still have important races ahead of us. Getting second place is not possible. So the chairman of Ferrari coming hard against their 2 drivers, urging them to focus on doing the needful, which is to turn the wheel rather than talk more. I mean, this season, Ferrari, it hasn't been an easy one from there, especially for Hamilton. He left Mercedes to Ferrari. People thought maybe it was because of the engine of Mercedes that was causing him, setback. But then, since he left Mercedes to Ferrari, it hasn't been the same. It has continued to, depreciate in form. Is it time for Ferrari to, retire?
Well, I don't see. When he signed for Ferrari, I don't know. I knew he was not going to hit the ground running immediately. Even before he left Mercedes, I think the last season he didn't really do so well. And also Charles Leclerc, I think he's also a decent driver, but I think this year they have not really had let's say, I think some races have been good, but not all. And people expected maybe Ferrari to dominate having Lewis Hamilton, but it's not always easy like that. I will not really say he's trying to acclimatize and all that, because he's an experienced driver. He's done it
7 times.
Exactly, and it's not someone you will say, okay, let's give him time. I don't know. Maybe moving from one company to another, maybe it might not still be, because I don't know whether the engines are the same or other, but it's not the same driving. You are driving and driving. So, well, I think this season is actually a very bad one. All they need to do is see how they can be able to end the year and continue again next year. They have good drivers for Ferrari. And when you have Charles Leclerc, who is very experienced also, and you have Lewis Hamilton, I think you should be doing better. It's either you're in first or second, but this time around we have not really seen it happen for them. But for me, they need to improve. Lewis Hamilton needs to improve. When you're a big name, you need to do big things.
True.
And he has not been able to do that so far for Ferrari. But let's see how the second season will be. And let's see how Lewis Hamilton and his teammate Charles Leclerc will fare in the coming season, which will be next year.
All right, we'll see how Lewis Hamilton can be able to get back his mojo, because I can tell you that it hasn't been an easy one for him so far when he left. sit in third position with just 3 races to go. I'll see how all of this will go. But then let's talk tennis on the show this morning as Taylor Fritz shone on serve to register his first victory over Lorenzo Musetti in 3 years and begin his ATP final campaign in style. American world number 6, Fritz beat Italian 6-3, 6-4 in front of a boisterous Turin crowd. Fritz, runner-up to Yannick Sinner last year, dropped just 3 points on serve in the second set, and 2 of those were in the final game. 9th seed Musetti only had his place at the season-ending event confirmed on Sunday when Novak Djokovic withdrew after beating him in Athens Open final. All right, away from that, but still talking tennis on the show, I can tell you that after claiming the biggest paid day in women's tennis history, Elena Rybakina refused to pose for a photo with WTA Tour Chief Executive Portia Anka. Rybakina, the 22 Wimbledon champion, beat world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in straight sets at the WTA final on Saturday. But the Kazakh, 26 years old, who climbed to 5th in the world following the victory, which secured £3.98 million in prize money, stood separate from Sabalenka and Archer during the post-match celebrations. Despite being asked to join them, Rybakina declined to say what her motive was, although the incident comes at the end of a season where the WTA issued a ban to her coach, Stefano Vukov. So Elena Rybakina refusing to, take a photo with WTA chief. Maybe will you link that to the fact that this WTA had to ban her coach? Yeah. Maybe she's still announcing that
that's her reaction. She's trying to tell them that
she wasn't.
She's not happy with the decision and all that because after any game you need to stay to your opponent, even though the person lost and you won. You need to at least. What do they call it? This gamesmanship or something like that.
Sportsmanship.
Yeah, sportsmanship or something like that. So I think she refused to do that. And for me, I think she needed to be happy because it was a big win for her, beating world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in that finals. And for me, maybe in the coming days we'll really know the reason for her reaction. Because I know every reaction or every action. Every reaction, maybe there was an action to it or something like that, how they say it. So, but for me, I think it shouldn't always be so. Even if you have grudges with anybody, just put for the moment. After that, you can continue with any beef you have with anybody also. Because you need to look good for the camera.
Definitely, you need to look good for the camera, whatever grudges you're having. But the lady, she wasn't too impressed that her coach was banned. And so when asked to take photo with one of the WTA executives, she declined, but not saying anything. But the incident leading to the ban of her coach might just be the major factor. But at this point, let's match break here from the non-footballing stories. When we are back in the second half of the show, we'll dive straight to the world of football. We can tell you that the Super Eagles camp is currently bubbling as they continue massive preparation ahead of a Mekoima game against Gabon come Thursday. Plus, some other big stories coming your way. Don't go anywhere, of course, we'll be back in a jiffy. All right, so welcome back from that short break. We are still onto Atlantic Television Network Sport Talk right here this morning. And I'm Emmanuel Michael, and Kingsley Nwoko is here. Together, we are bringing you up to speed with the latest happenings in the world of sport. Let's talk football on the show this morning, but we are starting from the home scene as the Nigerian National League, that is the NNL chairman, Mr. George Alao, has expressed satisfactions with the massive turnout of fans at the Lafia City Stadium for the opening match of the new season. Emmanuel Iliya added the third goal for the FC Pasira, while Peter Eneji grabbed the only goal for Mighty Jet in the first match of the NNL. Alao said that the large number of fans who trooped to the stadium to witness the match is an indication that the league has improved so far. So for the NNL, the chairman, George Alao, praising the turnout of fans at the opening day of the Nigerian National League. Beyond the Nigerian National League and opening day, Kingsley, you are one that is very rooted with grassroots football. Do you think that we have been able to maximize the innate potentials, the talent that is found or are found within the lower tier of Nigerian football? Have we been able to make good use of this abundant talent?
Well, not entirely, but I think every year we are producing. We are trying to nurture players every year, because I know these players, they have been the players sustaining the league, especially the MPFL, because we have seen players from the NNL sign for the MPFL teams, because we know how it happens. After everything, we see people leave and all that, and players coming from the NNL and all that to these MPFL teams, because when you look at some MPFL teams, you will see for the player they signed doing or maybe during this season, if you check most of the clubs, they are mostly NNL players. And I think there's a grassroots development. We can do more. We can do more. The talents are there. When you go to different areas, villages, cities, town, across the country, you see talent. You see, will I call it? I don't know whether I will call it academies or mini academies or trying to be academies, or maybe because when you call your team an academy, there are so many things, there are so many requirements, there are so many things you must meet for your maybe club, anything to be satisfied, an academy or something like that. Some of them don't have it, but they still call it academies. But what I'm trying to say is we see people play football in the streets, on the street, anywhere, go to any area, we see people. So the talents are there. It's all about harnessing these talents, taking them from one level to another, bringing programs or maybe creating programs where they can be nurtured from one level to another. We do it because I will not just say we don't do it. We do it, but is it really done in the right way? Is there a plan for it to be continued year in, year out? Maybe, I would say maybe not entirely, but I think in terms of talent we have it, but we can do more. Imagine when these talents are being harnessed in a proper way, they are being given the right education, they are being taught so many things they need to know at the early stage. Some of them, they don't even learn. Some of them get to know some things maybe when they go abroad. Maybe when they move, maybe some of them, if they are lucky, they move through the academies, they go abroad, they start to learn. Some of them, they don't even learn even when they get to the MPFL teams. Some of them learn even when they move abroad from the Nigerian Premier Football League. When they move, they learn certain things abroad. Some of them, if you can't learn, or maybe if you don't have the brain to learn, they struggle. So I think if they can be able to get that education from the grass level, I think it will help them going forward. It will make them to make the right decision, to make better decisions in the future. So when it comes to talent, we have it. It's been nurtured also, but we can do better.
We can do better. Meanwhile, moving on, the Nigerian Premier Football League has denied reports that Barau FC player Ibrahim Nana had his truth slit during Saturday's match day 12 encounter with Katsina United at the Muhammadu Diko Stadium in Katsina. In a statement released on Sunday, the NPFL said it was compelled to issue a clarification to provide an accurate account of the incident following a widespread report of a violent attack that circulated online. According to a league body, the incident was not as severe as reported. He explained that the player sustained an injury after being hit by an object thrown from the stand, not from any physical assault with a weapon. So the NPFL board has come out to clear the air because the story was over-exaggerated.
Exactly. It was 100% scripted.
So they said the player's throat was slit.
And I'm looking, that place no be throat now. There's nothing about... When they slit your throat, you go see blood go there, go shout. You know when they... when you want kill chicken or something like that. But I think it was very bad. You know, anything that goes into the internet, social media, people tend to buy it, and I saw reactions, I saw comments, people calling the league a bad name, we will never improve, and all that, and it's not good. I saw the picture, even someone that they slit the throat, the person was very comfortable, like the way the person was even lying down and all that, it looked suspicious, and I'm happy it has been looked into, and they have also been able to also clarify the issue, because I got angry when I saw it. Yes, it's a I don't think, okay, I should use the word normal. It shouldn't be so. We shouldn't have it in our league. But it happens, and when you exaggerate things like that, you're trying to paint the league bad, or you're also trying to paint the fans bad. I know the fans they can be very mischievous. True. But sometimes too, you don't just tell them that they are totally bad and all that. So for me, I like the fact that the NPFL board, they were able to look into the issue, and they were able to clarify the issue. They were also able to punish Katsina United. They were able to punish Katsina United because I heard that they were giving fines over 9 million, which is, for me, is good. It's good, and so for me, I think that is not what we should have in our league. It's always one game football without violence. We shouldn't have such things in our league.
We shouldn't have such thing in our league because it paints the league on a very bad light. Here, report of incident. Don't forget, a few weeks ago, Kano pillars were also, fined, and of course, given some other sanction cost of a crowd violence out there. And this is not really good to the outside world when our league is being aired. It doesn't paint a good image of the Nigerian Premier Football League at all. So the NPFL board has taken, a very big action, wielding the big stick against Katsina United. 9 million naira fine. Then the remaining matches we played, closed doors. No fans will attend that particular one. You know how demotivating that could be for players, playing without a single fan to cheer you. All right, away from that, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, in a partnership with a global sport brand, has unveiled the official match ball for the Total Energy CAF African Cup of Nations, Morocco 2025, named ITRI. The ball draws inspiration from Morocco's famous Silage arts, a traditional form of geometric mosaic tile work, and symbolizes the unity and passion of African football. The name also pays a tribute to the star on the Moroccan flag, reflecting the star motif often found in Zile's craftsmanship. The ITRI ball will make its debut at the opening match of the African Cup of Nations tournament, which kicks off on the 21st of December 2025 in Morocco. The design of the ITRI ball combines Morocco's centuries-old artistic heritage with Puma's latest Orbiter 6 technology, ensuring both cultural meaning and high performance for Africa's top football events. Its eye-catching design features traditional Moroccan zilage geometric patterns with star shapes, floral outline, and circular systemetry, each carrying symbolic importance. Star geometry stands for ambition, light, and excellence on Africa's biggest football stage. Petals shape represent celebration, growth, and festive spirit of AFCON circular metry reflect the unity of the 24 nations competing in the tournament. The red and green color express a passion, hope, and pride, while honoring Morocco's national identity. Following lines across the ball capture the movement and rhythm that define Africa football. So massive one for AFCON as a preparation, gears up for the African Cup of Nations build-up, and the organizers have bring out a very massive design for the ball, representing a different culture and artistic movement in that particular one. All right, Super Eagles midfielder Alex Iwobi has shared a video showing the condition of the hotel provided for the team ahead of their 2026 FIFA World Cup playoff match in Morocco against Gabon this week. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, usually arranges a hotel for participating nations. However, national team associations, including the Nigerian Football Federation, can raise a complaint and request alternative accommodation if necessary. So, Kingsley, that video went viral yesterday when Alex Iwobi released what seems to be very unhealthy, lodge where they are situated down there in Morocco. Do you think that NFF should liaise or probably request that CAF change that hotel for the Super Eagles to give them comfort?
Well, I don't know. It was just a view. I don't know whether, I don't think it's that terrible. In fact, they are not there for comfort.
True.
They are there to deliver.
True.
They are there to get the playoff ticket, so you don't need to be comfortable. You are not going for the AFCON tournament. Maybe when you go to the AFCON tournament, you have days to stay there, so you can feel that you need comfort within that period. But now, they don't need comfort. They don't need to get the job done.
It's not even bad as it is. You can look at it from the screen.
It's not bad. Maybe it was the other view, maybe the opposite view that he was trying to show Nigerians, and he has come out to clarify. But I don't think the NFF will be that foolish or maybe to give them a place that is not comfortable for them. But what I'm trying to say is the plan is to get the World Cup playoff ticket. So Nigerians should chill. It's not everything that they will complain. It's not everything that they will talk about. You understand? The plan is for the players to work hard to get that ticket, and they have to, probably they might have 2 games. If they can be able to beat Gabon, that means they will have another final game against maybe Cameroon or DR Congo. So the plan is to make sure they get that ticket, because for me, I've done my permutation, I've done everything, I've done my 1 or 2s, and I know that if they can be able to get that ticket from Africa, they are going to the World Cup. Because I've seen teams in the Intercontinental. I don't think they can be a stumbling block for the Super Eagles if we get to that level. So the plan is to make sure we do it this coming Thursday. It's a very big game, and I like the way the players have responded. Some players came in on Sunday, which is unusual.
Yeah.
I know maybe from where they are to Morocco, it could be a little bit easy to get those flights. So the players are there, and they're ready to go. We have like 3 days or how many, 2 days to prepare for that game. Gabon is not a pushover. We are higher than them on the rankings, but it doesn't mean they still have quality. Yeah, 1 or 2, 3 good players that can do the damage if given the opportunity. So the Super Eagles should be wary. The players should be wary. The players should also be focused, because getting the tickets, it's good for them. It's good for their own image. It's good for their own career, but it will also be good for us Nigerians, because we want to see them at the World Cup next year.
All right, still talking about the Super Eagles, arguably, and currently the hottest striker globally, Victor James Osimhen, was absent when the Nigerian Super Eagles trained on Monday evening in Rabat, Morocco. A few days to the 2025 World Cup playoff, Osimhen is among 3 remaining players expected to arrive at camp later in the night, a day after he featured for his club side Galatasaray in their Turkish Super League clash. Goalkeeper Maduka Okoye is another prominent member of the current Super Eagles squad, who is also expected to join the camp. During the first training session, Lukman Ademola and 16 others, including Calvin Bassey, Alex Iwobi, Samuel Chukwueze, Tolu, Aroko Dare, Olakunle Olusegun, Wilfred Ndidi, Moise Simon, William Truss Ekong, Benjamin, Frederick, Chidozie, Awaziem, Amas, Obasogi, Stanley Wabali, Semi, Ajayi, Ako Adams, and Chidera Ejuke took part in the training. 2 others, Bright Osaye Samuel and Raphael Nyedika, arrived later on. So just like you posited, Kingsley, that the players knows what is at stake, and they started arriving camp as early as possible for the crucial make or mar game. Taking a look at the spirit in the camp and how important this game is, what would be your advice to the players?
Yeah, I think they need to take it serious. I thought the spirit in camp now is a little bit lively. I thought the game against Benin Republic, the way they approached the game, and they were able to get the result. And now they are charged up. They know what is at stake. They know that the World Cup ticket is achievable, and they are doing everything possible to get that. And then for me, I know why Victor Osimhen is not in camp is I think either he traveled on Monday or maybe late on Sunday, but because he played on Sunday. So basically, maybe they traveled on Monday and they couldn't train that day because of jet lag and all that. So, but for me, I think by today, they should be ready, and everything. The team, everybody should be in camp and ready for the game. So for me, I think we have the team, we have the players to do the job on Thursday, and I hope and I believe that they are going to do it.
All right, we hope and believe that they are going to do it. Meanwhile, Inter Miami for Lionel Messi made a secret visit to the newly renamed Spotify Camp Nou on Sunday night, visiting the stadium where he spent the most celebrated years of his career. According to the video posted on Fabrizio Romano's X post on Monday, the 8-time Ballon d'Or winner, in emotional message shared afterward, said, "Last night I returned to a place that I miss with my soul, and place where I was immensely happy. The 6-time Ballon d'Or winner, 8-time rather Ballon d'Or winner. I hope one day I will come back, and not just to say goodbye as a player, as I could ever do." Messi's visit comes amid a growing nostalgia among fans for the era when he led FC Barcelona to numerous domestic and European trophies. Nostalgic feeling for Lionel Messi as he makes a return to, a familiar terrain where over 20 years he was more like a king at the Camp Nou.
Yeah, I think he made mention of not living the way he should have left. When you look at what he did in Barcelona, in Camp Nou, the fans were always singing his name and all that. It was a consistent thing that they did when he was playing, and he's a player that he will be loved. Even after retirement, even after life, he will always be remembered because he did so well for FC Barcelona.
Great one for Lionel Andres Messi, making a return to a ground that, of course, he won a lot of laurels where the fans adore him. Before we bounce out of the building, I can tell you this morning that Ivan Juric, the coach of Atlanta, has been fired following a very poor start to the Italian Serie A. Plus some injury updates that we'll do well to bring you in the evening when we make a return for Sport Extra, where we'll talk the extraordinary things in the world of sport. Kingsley Nwoko, it's been a pleasure having you here once again. Your final word before we leave.
Yeah, talking about the coach that was sacked, I think Nigerians were happy yesterday because of what he did to Victor.
Ademola
Lookman, rather. But I hope and I also wish the Super Eagles we do the job on Thursday. I know it's still like 2 days before the game. I like the way the team unity and all that, but let's see how they are going to do, because this will also serve as preparation for the Nations Cup next month. And so big tournaments coming for the Super Eagles, and I pray the players are fit to participate in these competitions.
All right, this is where we draw the anchor for this morning edition of Sport Talk right here on Atlantic Television Network. I did a show this morning alongside Kingsley Nwoko. My name is Emmanuel Michael, the Prime Minister of the Airways. You can do well to go down to our different social media handle and, of course, drop a message. We'll do well to, of course, follow you up. More programs come your way this morning on Atlantic Television Network, but we are saying have a great day ahead.